on our website. There you go. And that recording will be available to you, but please, no part of it can be used for commercial purposes unless you get written consent from the Greater Miami Chamber. Okay, so without further ado, let me turn it over to our wonderful chair, only his second trustee luncheon of the year, but already a veteran at it. Our very dear friend from CareerSource, South Florida, Mr. Rick Beasley. Mr. Beasley.
Good afternoon, Alfred. Thank you so much for the introduction, and I welcome all of you all to this wonderful chamber event. It's September. It's our September trustee luncheon, and so I thank you all for joining us. So this is our virtual business meeting, and we are officially into September, as I mentioned. As Alfred mentioned, also the heat is here. But as we begin the lunch, I do want to kind of mention some national items for you all as we begin the process. As you all know, we've witnessed the end of America's longest war, and with that, the end of American troops' presence in Afghanistan. And tragically, the last few days, as the withdrawal went with an incident as hundreds of Afghans and foreign nationals raced to get out of the region, and a group calling themselves ISIS-K unleashed twin bomb suicides that left 13 young U.S. servicemen dead, along with many civilians. And I do want us to recognize that we should be honored and recognize those servicemen have made a commitment, the supreme commitment of giving their lives for our freedom. And so that needs to be noted. We also need to be aware that as we watched Help Sleep this weekend and even over the last few days, that as the state of Louisiana braced for the impact of Hurricane Irma at Category 5 that hit Louisiana 16 years to the day that Katrina wreaked havoc over the city of New Orleans. So if we could, let's just take a few minutes to reflect in honor of the servicemen who gave, again, the supreme sacrifice for our freedom. And remember those families who have lost lives, who have lost homes, communities that have been impacted. Let's take a few minutes just to recognize and honor them, but to pray for them as they proceed through recovery and recoup in their families. So with that, let's pause for a minute. Guys, thank you all for that. On a local level, I do want to kind of pick it up a little bit. We've had some tragedy over the last couple of days, but locally we've had some outstanding leaders that have been recognized. And so I want to take this moment to recognize two of our chamber leaders, business leaders who have been recognized, two young ladies that are on the board of directors for the chamber. First one is Irby Blanco True, who is among 12 Hispanic women of distinction who are being honored and recognized on September 10th for paying tribute to Latino professionals who are strengthening the social fabric of this country and making inroads in leadership pipeline for a growing diverse America. And then our also very own is Olga Raimundo, who recently received the Travel Industry Ambassador Award during the ASTAS Advocacy Dinner in Chicago. So congratulations to these two outstanding leaders for our chamber. We thank you for the work that you're doing for this community. We thank you for the work that you're doing for our chamber, but more importantly, we thank you for the work you're doing nationwide. So again, congratulations to you both. Now, let's get on with today's program. I'd like to start by recognizing September 2021. The year has gone by so fast, but our trustee luncheon, our sponsors for the day that make this virtual trustee luncheon program possible. Our first one is the Chamber's Trustee Luncheon, brought to you by our title sponsor, which is FPNL, who I'm proud to say has been, has really supported this chamber, has a long history of supporting this chamber, and also the South Florida Business Journal. In addition, I also want to recognize that our NOVO Awards title sponsors, Wells Fargo, whom we'll all hear from a little later in the program, and the NOVO Awards being presented by our sponsor. So with us today to provide sponsor remarks on behalf of FPNL, our fabulous, our immediate past board chair and the senior director for Miami-Dade Internal Affairs for FPNL, Miss Irene White. So Irene, it is so good to see you. So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, always, Rick, for that very warm welcome. So a good chamber day to all of you all. It's always a pleasure. This is always one of my favorites of all of our trustee luncheons, is when we get to celebrate the great work of our non-for-profits here in our community. They do so very much. And I think it's great that we take time to honor them today. My message to you today is really one about preparedness. As Rick said, September 1, I think we all probably were glued this weekend to the TV watching Ida, approaching Louisiana, this monster of a storm, and the impact to our friends in Louisiana. I also want everyone to know that at Florida Power and Light, we understand the importance of helping others and helping others in our region. In advance of the storm, we have sent 1,100 electrical workers to help with the restoration of Louisiana. So I want you to know that we accept help as well when we're impacted. And of course, when it's our time to give, we are very happy to move forward and help others who've been affected by a storm such as Ida, which is a very bad storm. And we pray for Louisiana. We pray for all the residents to be able to get back to normal as quickly as possible. So with that, I think what we all know, here's the message. We're almost at peak. It's September 1, the peak of hurricane season. As Floridians, I think we all understand very clearly that we have to prepare. So that is my message to everyone today. And my promise to you as a Florida Power and Light will restore power safely and as quickly as possible to all of our customers, but it's incumbent on all of us to be prepared. So I ask you all to do it now. Now's the time to get ready, get your homes, get your businesses ready. And I send you off to fpl.com/storm. There's a lot of check sheets for both business and home that you can avail yourself. So with that, let's all stay informed, keep your eyes on the tropics. Let's stay prepared, and please roll this videotape. Thank you.
Let's patrol the line and get ready to start. We have personnel en route.
Irene, we want to thank you, one, for your leadership that you have given to this chamber. We thank you for what you do. We thank you at FPNL for your continuous support, not only to this chamber, but to the greater Miami area. Thank you for the message for us to stay prepared and the checklists on how we, as community leaders, as business leaders, can help prepare to ensure that we have a safe recovery after any potential storm. So Irene, any last few comments?
That's it. I think the chamber here has always been so helpful in getting the word out to our communities. We're also trying to get the word out, but thank you, Rick, for echoing that.
All right. So thank you again, Irene. Thank you so much. And again, thank you to FPNL. Now, without further ado, let's turn it over to our fabulous, wonderful mayor, who has been instrumental in the not-for-profit arena, but also very instrumental in our business community to ensure that we have a strong, vibrant business community, but a strong community, period. So with that, I turn it over to our own Miami-Dade County Mayor, Danielle Levine Cava.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Chairman Beasley and our Chamber CEO, Alfred Sanchez, for having me here today, at least virtually. And I'm so happy to once again be with so many friends at the Greater Miami Chamber Trustee Luncheon as we honor the important work done by the nonprofit sector and recognize them through the NOVO Awards. I thank you for the critical work you all do to make our community safer, healthier, and more vibrant. Of course, our business community is also a big part of all of this, and I want you to know just how appreciative I am for your active engagement with our nonprofit sector. Your great work helps to build our local culture of corporate and social responsibility and creates new opportunities and open doors for so many. Today, I'm glad to have the opportunity to discuss a topic that's dear to my heart: how we can make Miami-Dade County a more age-friendly community through investments in innovation and equity. Around the world and here in Miami-Dade County, we're experiencing a population boom of older adults. As baby boomers age, we're seeing a new generation of people who are living longer and staying active longer than any before them, which will become the new normal for future generations, myself included. These dynamic trends present both new challenges and huge opportunities for growth across sectors, including healthcare, mobility, and many business services. What this never-before-seen generation presents to us is a tremendous opportunity for innovation to build a more age-friendly and equitable future for our older adults. We've joined with AARP in those innovative endeavors by becoming an age-friendly community and encouraging all municipalities within the county to join the initiative as well. Currently, 12 of them have done so, and we hope to add to that number. Within this framework, we're taking innovative approaches to our built environment, including transportation, housing, safer streets, and age-friendly parks. And we're now working to expand and shift that focus to support age-friendly innovation as it relates to the economy, civic engagement, and healthcare availability and equity. You'll see more in the weeks and months ahead from my administration on this front, led by Susan Holtzman. I'm very proud to have brought her to our team as the older adult and special needs advocate. And please allow me to take a second to thank someone you all know very well, Director of Civic and Philanthropic Partnerships, Pat Morris. He has been in leadership roles in the Chamber with the Not-for-Profit Committee and many others for years. Now it's my distinct pleasure, and I'm truly excited to introduce a transformational leader who takes an innovative approach to the issues and opportunities that surround our older adult community. The leader of the world's largest nonprofit, nonpartisan membership organization, harnessing the power and passion of almost 2,300 staff members, 60,000 volunteers, and countless strategic partners. Since joining the organization in 2010 and heading it since 2014, Joanne Jenkins has transformed AARP into a leader for social change, dedicated to empowering people to choose how they live and age. A fearless champion for innovation and impact, Joanne has been described as a visionary and global thought leader, a catalyst for breakthrough results. She accelerates progress and contributions and always building positive relationships. So I am very proud to introduce to you today, although virtually, Joanne. I look forward to welcoming you in person in a future visit to South Florida. Thank you so very much for joining us, Joanne.
Thank you, Mayor Levine Cava, for that kind introduction. I also want to congratulate you on being the first female mayor of Miami-Dade County and commend you for your leadership, vision, and strength during these unprecedented times dealing with COVID and the tragedy in Surfside. I also want to thank all the sponsors of today's event, especially the title sponsors, Florida Power and Light and Wells Fargo, as well as Chairman of the Chamber, Rick Beasley, and Chamber President and CEO, Alfred Sanchez. The Miami Chamber is one of the few in the country that has a nonprofit business committee, and I applaud you for recognizing the important role that nonprofits play in strengthening our communities. And there's no better example of that than the NOVO Award finalists we celebrate today. As a result of your exceptional work, innovation, and excellence, you are helping to make this a more livable community for all of the people who call Miami-Dade County home. AARP has always had a special relationship with the people of Florida. In 1960, AARP's founder, Dr. Ethel Percy Andrus, chose Florida as the site for the Little White House Conference on Aging, which brought together 1,500 older people to develop recommendations that she would present at the first National White House Conference on Aging a year later. Also in 1960, she chose Florida as the site of AARP's first hospitality house and its first mail-order pharmacy. Dr. Andrus believed that our community is the place where we can most be effective, and I believe that as well. That's why when our board chair, Annette Franke, approached me about speaking to you, I didn't hesitate. When most people think about AARP, they think of us as an effective advocate for older people in Washington and the discounts we offer to our nearly 38 million members. We're proud of that work, but we're so much more. Our purpose is to empower people to choose how they live as they age, not just when they're older. And we're not just a national organization, we're a nationwide organization with offices in every state, Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. We realize that in order to empower people to choose how they live as they age, we have to impact their lives where they live in their communities. And make no mistake about it, people are aging. Here in the U.S., 10,000 people a day are turning 65, a trend that will continue for the next 9 years. The fastest growing age group is people over the age of 85, and the second fastest is people over the age of 100, and the majority of them are women. Today, the number of people aged 65 and older outnumbered children under 5 for the first time in history. So think of it this way. Picture a 10-year-old child, maybe a niece, nephew, grandchild, or neighbor. In countries that are aging well, that 10-year-old has a 50% chance of living to be 104. And the older he or she gets, the odds continue to rise. Some experts have even speculated that the first person ever to live to 150 is already alive today. And many adults today will spend more time caring for their aging parents than they did raising their own children. The simple truth is that aging impacts every aspect of our lives, from our ability to maintain our health and obtain high-quality, affordable health care, to work and save so we don't outlive our financial resources, to live in our own homes and communities as we get older, to staying socially connected and maintaining relationships with family and friends, or what I like to call health, wealth, and self. The pandemic has brought many of these issues to the forefront. In addition to all of the health and healthcare issues brought on by the pandemic, we've experienced the devastating impact of social isolation, the financial hardship of losing a job, the emotional and financial strain of caregiving, and the dark reality that scam artists take advantage of times like these to steal our money or sensitive personal information. But at the same time, we've also experienced the power of people coming together as a family, friends and neighbors to help each other in times of need. And we've rediscovered just how important those connections and relationships are to our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. The pandemic, along with dramatic increases in racial and social injustice over the past year, have also turned the spotlight on the disparities that exist in our society, in healthcare, in economic opportunity, and quality of life. These disparities are not random, but instead are a result of a long history of inequality due to a lack of social, economic, and political opportunities. At AARP, we believe that all people should have equal opportunity to attain quality, affordable health care, economic security, and an acceptable quality of life. We fight against ageism, racism, and gender inequality because we believe all people should be empowered to choose how they live as they age. Here in the U.S., COVID-19 has disproportionately affected communities where historically there have been less opportunity. Blacks and Latinos have been hospitalized and are dying at disproportionately high rates. 3 times as many people died in nursing homes with mostly Black and Hispanic patients. And vaccine outreach and distribution have lagged among Blacks and Hispanics. This is forcing all of us not only to address immediate needs, but also to think about the longer-term solutions that will help us to all live and age better in the future, lessening the impact of future crises. As we work to empower people to live better as they age and build a more equitable society, we need bold new ideas, solutions, and choices. In other words, we need innovation. For example, as part of our response to COVID-19, we created AARP Community Connections. This is an online platform that helps people organize and find mutual aid groups and access support from trained volunteers. So far, it has helped 600,000 users create nearly 800 groups. We've seen how innovation and technology can help us to live better in our day-to-day lives with activities such as banking and shopping and getting groceries. And we now have a better understanding of the role it can play in healthcare, working remotely, distance learning, and long-distance caregiving. We've witnessed the potential of telemedicine and now have a better understanding of the appropriate role it can play in healthcare. And we've been part of a great experiment that will forever change the way we work. But innovation is more than just developing new products and services. It's coming up with ways of doing things better, devising new approaches to solving old problems, and giving people a new perspective to help them see a situation differently or change their behavior. When we think of it in these terms, we see that innovation is not just the responsibility of the technology sector, it's everybody's responsibility. When it comes to innovating bold new solutions that empower people to live better as they age and build a more equitable society, everyone has an urgent role to play. What I like to call the 3 Ps. A personal responsibility. Individuals have a responsibility to keep themselves employable and to become aware of and address their own personal biases. The private sector has to get involved. In the private sector, both for-profit and non-for-profit businesses have a responsibility to provide opportunities for workers and to implement policies and procedures that are fair and address the needs of all employees, regardless of age, race, gender, or ethnic or economic background. And of course, the public responsibility. Government at all levels needs to enforce policies against discrimination and bias and ensure equal access to good jobs, financial resources, quality education, and quality affordable health care. And I would add a 4th P, partnerships, or more specifically, community partnerships. Let me give you an example. In 2015, we created AARP Network of Age-Friendly States and Communities to work in partnership with local leaders, residents, and committed volunteers in hundreds of communities across the country. Miami-Dade County joined the network in 2016, and I'm pleased to say that Mayor Levine Cava has been a leader in this work. When she was a county commissioner, her district was the first to have a community join AARP's network of age-friendly states and communities. The village of Pinecrest joined in 2016. Today, 11 municipalities have joined the network and 3 more are in the process of joining. And Mayor Levine Cava continues her strong support for older adults and even has an older adult and special needs advocate in the office of the mayor. The AARP network of age-friendly states and communities have grown to nearly 500 members, 6 states and 1 U.S. territory. This represents over 1/3 of the entire U.S. population. The network supports local leaders and residents by helping local leaders gain insights on residents aged 50 and older and hosting activities to help connect with them, providing technical assistance to communities to help them overcome policy changes. It also provides grant money through the AARP Community Challenge program so local leaders can make tangible improvements in their communities. Since the Community Challenge Grant program began in 2017, we have awarded over 500 grants to communities with a population of nearly 85 million people. Several of these grants have been awarded to communities here in Miami-Dade County. They have helped improve the public spaces with seating and paths, connect transportation networks, and support new housing options. As a result of AARP's Community Challenge Grant program in 2018, the Miami-Dade Age-Friendly Initiative began awarding mini grants of $2,500 to jumpstart change in Miami-Dade County so older adults can stay active, engaged, and healthy. Let me close by thanking Mayor Levine Cava for your leadership and support of older adults in making Miami-Dade County a more age-friendly community, and by congratulating the NOVO Award finalists on the work you are doing. Many years ago, in a much different time, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. observed that we are a nation faced with the fierce urgency of now. And he went on to say that this is no time for apathy or complacency. This is a time for rigorous and positive action. I'm optimistic that if we come together in our communities and as a nation to confront the fierce urgency of now, we can create communities and a country where all people have access to the resources, services, and support that empower them to live a life of dignity, good health, and purpose, regardless of age, race, and income. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jenkins, for that very informative and enlightening presentation. I was just amazed at what the work that we're doing in this community, particularly in South Dade. So thank you so much for that. Thank you to Madam Mayor for your introductory remarks and the work that you did as commissioner, and again, how we can enhance the work of our not-for-profits to include diversity, but and enhance a better community. So now, let me please welcome to the virtual podium not-for-profit business committee chair, Mr. Patrick Morris. Pat is emceeing our 20th not-for-profit NOVO Awards program, recognizing not-for-profit innovative excellence. So with that, Pat, welcome to the podium.
Thank you, Rick and Alfred, and so great to see so many friends on this call. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd also like to take a second on our 20th anniversary of the NOVOs to thank AARP's CEO, Joanne Jenkins, for wonderful remarks today. And I'd also like to give another shout out to Annette Frankie, who is the AARP board chair, who lives in Miami, and also our friend and colleague to all of us, Abby Chase, for helping to secure Joanne through her friendship with Annette. So thank you all. So good afternoon, everyone. We are here today to celebrate and recognize the importance and the tremendous accomplishments of our nonprofit sector in making our community a healthier, safer, more caring place to live, and for the remarkable variety of critical community building that nonprofits do on a daily basis. With the ongoing pandemic, we know now more than ever the importance and significant impact nonprofits have in our community. They, like our business partners, have been innovators during COVID-19 by pivoting and delivering their services in incredibly innovative ways. 20 years ago, it's hard to believe, key leaders in the chamber worked to bring nonprofits to the fore of the chamber. They worked to create the Nonprofit Business Committee to bring recognition of the sector's many contributions to the South Florida economy and to ensure that it be considered an equal partner in stature for the for-profit business community. And I think we have accomplished that. Our committee members see firsthand every day examples of good corporate social responsibility through direct business leadership on nonprofit boards, financial support, and corporate volunteer engagement. Many which now are relying on businesses to engage in volunteering to accomplish the diverse missions of our nonprofit sector. Now, we would like to take a second to thank all of you on this call today who currently serve on nonprofit boards. We give you our deepest appreciation and thanks for your commitment to our organizations. There's only one thing we need more of: We need to continue to increase our level of corporate social responsibility and continue to build a culture, a strong culture of CSR here in South Florida. We all know business engagement with the nonprofit sector is a key to an even stronger impact on building a better South Florida. Our nonprofit sector, I can promise you, is ready to work with you. Now I'd like to say a few words about a program that is near and dear to my heart and also to many of you, Leadership Miami. And we have a tremendous opportunity that I want to make sure our nonprofits are listening to, and about some changes that are happening in the Leadership Miami program. All you know, and you all know, those of you who know me know my commitment and my love of Leadership Miami. As you know, it's not an urban an urban that I actually met my wife through Leadership Miami. It's true. It's not an urban legend. It's actually a fact. Stacy Morris, my wife, was the chair of Leadership Miami at the time when I met her. Leadership Miami has been a stellar program of the Chamber, providing an intensive learning experience that focuses on community issues and leadership skills. One of the key purposes of Leadership Miami is to prepare the next generation of Miamians to address vital issues affecting Miami-Dade County and meet future challenges. Leadership Miami is currently in the process of being revamped to better align the Chamber's program with corporate needs and talent development, and to ensure we're offering leadership skills development that is on the cutting edge. A robust partnership with our colleges and our local colleges and universities will offer the best opportunity to do that. A new format, which will include elements of 2 cohorts per year, a spring and a fall. That's big and that's new, with smaller class sizes of about 45 Leadership Miami participants. A primary component of the program will continue to be, as it has in the past, community service projects. This is where we need to have our nonprofits lean in and listen. Each team must complete a project that benefits the community and has a long-lasting impact. This year, as we have done in the past, Leadership Miami is looking to implement a community project proposal process to create an opportunity for the program to work hand in hand with the community's various nonprofits. Nonprofits now is the time to propose a meaningful project that has the ability to be completed within a 90 to 100-day timeframe. In order for your nonprofit to have an opportunity to take part in this year's Leadership Miami program, you will need to do 3 things. 1, complete the proposal package that is being released right now for the first time in our link here. Staff will drop that in the chat in a moment. If they haven't already, looks like they have. The community project proposal packages will need to be submitted back to the Chamber no later than Friday, October 1st. At this upcoming not-for-profit committee meeting on September 7th at 3 p.m., we will further discuss this community project proposal package and help you better understand what Leadership Miami is looking for. I hope you'll have an opportunity to join us. All right, so as we move forward, you all know that the NOVO Awards have become a signature program of the Chamber's Nonprofit Business Committee. The Chamber recognizes the importance of the nonprofit sector in our community, so much that is the only awards program that the Chamber gives a financial awards to each award recipient, which we're going to continue, right, Alfred? The awards, the NOVO Awards, recognize nonprofit programs that have made a true difference in the lives of people they serve, produce outcomes that exemplify innovative excellence, and feature best practices in this growing sector of Miami's economy. It also recognizes an individual who has made a significant difference in the organization as a board member, providing exemplary board leadership. And it exemplifies, in fact, the best of nonprofit board service. So first, I want to take a second to recognize my nonprofit business committee volunteers that have worked so hard on NOVO and many things throughout the year. and also give a shout out to my good friend and my vice chair, Gail Nelson, the president and CEO for Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Miami. Gail, thank you for all the work that you do on behalf of this community. You're an outstanding leader, and I'm proud to call you my friend. Before we get into the recognition of today's honorees, I would like to take a second to recognize our distinguished panel of judges who gave their time and talent to select this year's honorees. Our 4 judges were Anae Abraham, the executive director of Casa Familiar, Kaiza Ahmed, the district manager downtown for South Florida of Wells Fargo Bank, Julie Baird, who's been a longtime judge and true supporter of the Novos for many years. Julie, thank you so much for your support and also for your company, MSL. And Victoria Hoptka, the Resource Development Officer at Chapman Partnership. Again, Vicki, thank you for all you do in our community. Let's give our judges a big virtual round of applause. All right. And of course, no program can be successful without the support of our sponsors. I'm pleased to introduce those who have made this program possible today. First and foremost, we would like to thank our presenting sponsor, Wells Fargo. Again, thanking MSL for the incredible sponsorship they've given over many years as an award sponsor, and our supporting sponsor, Chapman Partnership. I'd like to give a shout out to Ian Paxton, who's on the line with us today, who has been our producer of today's videos and will be helping us to run the show as we move forward. At this time, I'd like to invite my good friend, not only my good friend, but my community service mentor, Hector Ponte, the Region Bank President of South Florida at Wells Fargo Bank, to say a few words. Hector, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Pat. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Hector Ponte, the South Florida Region Bank President for Wells Fargo. I also lead our region's volunteerism efforts. Supporting the communities where we live and work is a big priority for the company and for me. Tomorrow happens to be my 35th anniversary with the company. And I can't tell you how much of an honor it is for me to be able to speak in front of so many of you who make the focus of your lives and work to empower others. What a pleasure it is to join you all, even if it's virtual, to celebrate our amazing South Florida nonprofits and the incredible work they do to support our communities. You know, while we continue to see some signs of economic improvements locally, we realize that not all of our communities are benefiting equally in this recovery. That is why Wells Fargo is being intentional about supporting a more inclusive economic recovery with a focus on racial and social equity, economic mobility, and investments in low and moderate income communities. And the only way we can do that is through the collaborative work with great organizations like the ones present in this event today and those being recognized today. From job searches, entrepreneurship support, addressing food insecurity, to helping with the rent, we're proud to support the many different nonprofit programs that provide relief in times of crisis. For example, earlier this year, we presented a $500,000 grant to the Central County Community Development Corporation, CCCDC, a subsidiary of the Urban League of Broward County, in support of their efforts to provide access to capital and small business assistance to local, diverse, and women-owned businesses. Last year, we presented a $300,000 grant to the Legal Services of Greater Miami, which has helped more than 2,000 individuals so far. People stay in their homes at a time when many renters in Miami have faced eviction. And as a response to the pandemic, we launched the Open for Business Fund, a $420 million small business recovery effort created to help entrepreneurs stay open, maintain jobs, and grow across the country. Now, we look forward to the many ways we will continue to collaborate with many of you here today so that our community emerges from the pandemic even stronger and more resilient. Nonprofits of South Florida, thank you for all you do for our community, and congratulations to today's honorees.
Thank you, Hector and Wells Fargo, for your leadership in our community and your ongoing support. And now, for the reason we are all here, the 2021 NOVO Awards. We will be presenting 2 awards for innovative programs, one for nonprofit business organizations with revenues under $2 million, and one for organizations with budgets at or exceeding $2 million, and an award that will be presented to an outstanding board leader. These awards include, as I mentioned, a $1,000 cash prize to benefit the nonprofit organization. And by the way, I encourage you to get to know all of today's finalists more fully. The chamber staff will be sharing the link in the chat room to access today's program book, where you can find brief bios on each of today's finalists. This will also be available on the chamber website shortly. Please follow the link to access the program book. This year, we are excited to invite each recipient company to deliver a 30-second thank you remarks at the time of the award announcement. Finalists, please have your speaker representatives available and ready in the event that your organization wins. And now I'm going to turn it back over to my friend, Irene White, to present the first award. Irene, back to you.
Friendship Circle of Miami. Since 2004, Friendship Circle of Miami has provided inclusive and innovative programs that have enriched the social and life skills of hundreds of children and youth with disabilities. Friendship Circle has overcome the challenges presented by the pandemic by implementing hybrid programs and creating safe avenues for connection, as well as launching new initiatives to address emerging needs. They have expressed that they're honored to be recognized for working alongside its dedicated teen volunteers to provide this historically marginalized population with opportunities to grow and thrive through the power of friendship, acceptance, and altruism. Key Clubhouse of Florida. Miami-Dade has the largest population of low-income and homeless people with serious mental illness in the state. Key Clubhouse of South Florida is providing a solution, a program focusing on helping people living with mental illness recover their sense of self-esteem, learn new skills, become socially connected, and achieve goals of employment or returning to school. During 2020, the Key Clubhouse placed 57 people in jobs and assisted 9 people to enroll in GED or vocational programs. In 2021, Key Clubhouse entered into a partnership with Carrefour Supportive Housing to build a new complex with the clubhouse on the first floor and 45 apartments for clubhouse members. This is the first and only program in Florida to offer supportive housing for people with serious mental illness, with an accredited clubhouse program in the same building. Sophia's Hope. Sophia's Hope fights childhood cancer with hope on 2 fronts: programs that support the patients and families' journey today, and research funding that will have a long-term impact in advancing the ways childhood cancer is treated. Like Sophia, childhood cancer survivors have a 5 times higher risk of death from cardiovascular disease than the general population, so their voices must be heard. That's where Sophia's Hope steps in and supports research to drive innovation and universal protocol inclusion.
Here we go. Well, congratulations to all the finalists. I think that video showed how evident it was, the very impactful work that these non-for-profits do in our community. So my congratulations to all of you. But on behalf of Florida Power and Light and the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce, the award for the under 2 million category goes to Sophia's Hope Pediatric Cardio-Oncology Research Program. And at this time, it is my pleasure to invite Marta Blanco, founder and president of
Education online on your
Awards.
Hi, thank you. This is Marta Blanco. I hope you can hear me. I'm beyond overwhelmed and very excited. What an honor. I really appreciate it. Sophia's Hope offers patient. Sophia's Hope.
Here you are.
So,
There you are.
thank you.
Good.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Thanks again. This is a tremendous honor for us. Sophia's Hope offers patient and family enrichment programs here in South Florida throughout the year, but the largest impact is really through research. Sophia survived cancer at 4, but passed away at the age of 13 from heart failure caused by the same treatment that helped give her those extra years of life. Our Pediatric Cardio-Oncology research program drives innovation and dissemination of information, taking it from the lab to the bedside. It isn't just what happens in the labs that's important. And we're inspired by what happened to her and to helpfully prevent that from happening to other children battling cancer. So thank you very much to the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce and the NOVO Awards Committee for this remarkable acknowledgement of our work. We will continue to fight childhood cancer with hope now and as long as we can. So thank you.
Martha, congratulations. And Irene, thank you. And thank you to FDNL for your continued support of this wonderful organization. So, ladies and gentlemen, presented by Wells Fargo, the next award is for a nonprofit program with innovative excellence with an organizational budget of $2 million and above. Please direct your attention to the video screen to view the finalists in this category.
Camilla's House, the Lazarus Project. Since its founding in 1960 to provide meals and spiritual comfort to poor and hungry Cuban exiles, Camilla's House has grown into one of Miami-Dade County's largest providers of homeless housing and services, offering a continuum of care to the most vulnerable. The multidisciplinary Lazarus Project team innovatively builds time-intensive, trusting relationships to medically stabilize the severely mentally ill, chronic homeless, while still on the street, and subsequently successfully places them into appropriate housing through Miami-Dade County Homeless Trust prioritization. Guitars Over Guns. Guitars Over Guns is a 501c3 nonprofit offering students from our most vulnerable communities a powerful combination of music education and mentorship. Established in 2008, they have served nearly 6,000 students across Miami and Chicago. The program offers no-cost music instruction, mentorship, and academic support at 36 school and community sites. The students work with professional musicians to help them overcome hardship, find their voice, and reach their potential as tomorrow's leaders. Florida Community Development Legal Project. Founded in 2018, the Florida Community Development Legal Project, FCDL, led by Legal Services of Greater Miami, is a first-of-its-kind statewide legal collaborative of nonprofit legal service providers, advocating to stabilize and build wealth in low-income neighborhoods by providing critical transactional legal assistance to Florida small businesses and nonprofit corporations. Florida Community Development Legal Project contributes not only to a strong business sector, but also to the financial and social stability of the communities it serves.
Wow. What great videos, what great programs. Congratulations to all of the finalists. On behalf of Wells Fargo and the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce, the award for the organizational budget for $2 million and above goes to Guitars Over Guns. At this time, we would like to invite Chad Bernstein, CEO of Guitar Over Guns, to say a few words. Welcome and congratulations, Chad. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Great. Wow. I'm so honored, especially next to such amazing organizations like Camillus and Legal Services. My name is Chad Bernstein. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Guitars Over Guns, and also a proud father and business owner and musician in this amazing community. This is truly a full circle moment. It was the way that Miami's rich artistic community was addressing some of the inequities of our own neighborhoods that inspired the launch of Guitars Over Guns in 2008 during my graduate studies at Go Canes. But we started with 15 students at North Miami Middle School, and as you heard, have now grown to over 6,000 or almost 6,000. So recognizing and receiving the Chamber's NOVO Award today means so much, not only in recognition of our work and the impact with the most extraordinary young people you'll ever meet, the future leaders of our community, but also as a testament to our relationship with the community. So thank you to the musicians and the artists that we work with and the leaders and visionaries like all of you gathered today. It's been a daunting couple of years, and this is an incredible reminder and acknowledgement that puts necessary fuel in the tank as we continue to push forward. So we're deeply grateful and couldn't be more excited to move forward in this work together, and can promise you that we're just getting started. So thank you so much.
Excellent. And Chad, congratulations, and Marta as well. The last award is for an outstanding board leader, which exemplifies the best in nonprofit board service. Presented by MSL, Julie Baird, been a long-term supporter of the Novos. Please turn your attention to the screen one last time for the honorees in the Outstanding Board Leader category.
Here are the finalists in the category Outstanding Board Leader. Jose K. Fuentes, United Home Care. Jose Fuentes is an extraordinary leader whose pulse on Miami's culture and diversity is evident by the respect he's earned from our entire community and the lasting impact he's had on the lives of people of all ages and backgrounds. As a member of the UHC board for more than 2 decades and twice board chair, he has tirelessly served the mission of caring for older adults and has been instrumental in the expansion of services, the continuation of services during COVID-19, and through it all, help the needs of our most underserved. Nancy T. Hector, His House Children's Home. Nancy T. Hector has served His House since 2016 as a committed board member. As the board's treasurer, Nancy's leadership, business acumen, and generosity have significantly advanced the mission of His House. Her creative ideas and projects bear a true entrepreneur spirit that inspires and empowers everyone involved. For the children who have experienced the trauma of abuse, neglect, or homelessness for most of their young lives, Nancy's care and concern for them is unparalleled. She is the catalyst for positive change that children in crisis need and deserve. Gabe Navarro, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Miami. Gabe Navarro has enhanced the lives of Miami's youth as BBBS Miami Board co-chair over the past 2 years. He's an innovative fundraiser, chairing special events and creating peer-to-peer campaigns that engage his network in the BBBS Miami mission. As a donor himself, Gabe leads by example. He also engages the next generation of leaders by recruiting youth volunteers to connect with their community. Overall, Gabe is a true philanthropist who focuses on bettering the future of Miami.
Wonderful. Such incredible honorees, and thank them all for their leadership and their talent. They're really just absolutely helping to make this community better day by day. So congratulations to all the finalists. On behalf of MSL, PA, and the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce, the award for Outstanding Board Member goes to Nancy T. Hector, Board Treasurer of His House Children's Home. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Alejandro Rorillo to say a few words. Alejandro, take it away. Alejandro, I see you there. Take it away.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Nancy Hector, which is currently traveling caring for her mother's healthcare needs, the words of Joanne Jenkins at AARP were resounding. My name is Alejandro Romeo, and I have the honor and distinct pleasure of serving as the board chair of his house. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Perfect, because it keeps moving around. Give me 1 second. Nancy is not just a leader since the inception of the organization and not just a treasurer, but she's the largest sole contributor and a fierce advocate for the community and the children that we make up the future of this community. What I want you to know about Nancy that she would never say about herself is that she not only sustains operations, expands services, increase access to children in need, she also works side by side with our amazing associates at his house, including filling out paperwork for children's services, breaking the red tape, working with healthcare providers that provide volunteer services for children, and attends every committee meeting, every board meeting, every volunteer event. So I want to thank Nancy for her esteemed leadership, and to all the amazing honorees and the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much.
Alejandro, thank you for joining us, and please send our regards to Nancy and our great appreciation. I got to know her out at the program that she does with the horses out in the horse country in Miami-Dade County, and an amazing program as well. Just a singularly incredible woman. So you're lucky to have her on your board. We'd all like to have her on our board. So congratulations. So on behalf of the Nonprofit Business Committee of the Greater Miami Chamber, I'd like to congratulate all of our award recipients, the finalists, and all of you, and thank you for your hard work and support of our nonprofit businesses. By acknowledging these achievements within the broader business community, we hope that both sectors will continue to work together deeply to create a better quality of life for all of us that call South Florida their home. Thank you, and to all the finalists and recipients. Also a special thank you to Paxton Productions for always doing a terrific job with these videos, absolutely incredible. Thank our judges once again. We're only making this harder on you year after year, judges, I know that. So with that, Rick, thank you. Alfred and Rick, I turn it back to you. Thank you all. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Pat. Pat, thank you, and to the committee, your committee members. We appreciate the hard work that you all have put in. Congratulations to our finalists. Keep up the outstanding work that you're doing to help build a better community. And then special congratulations to our NOVO winners. It is a commitment that you all continue to give to this community that really helps build a better community. So again, thank you to all our finalists. Special thanks to our winners. Special thanks to our committee. Pat, thank you again for the service that you give when you at Wells Fargo, now with the mayor's office. Keep up the good work to help build a better community. So at the beginning of the program, I hope you all had a chance to notice a number of the businesses that were highlighted, that we're listing. And we kind of list those to celebrate their anniversaries with the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce. These companies with September anniversary dates, and these are companies with September anniversary dates, as well as 4 of these companies are celebrating more than 20 years of chamber membership. So huge props to our trustee platinum member, which is Atkins, and they're celebrating 58 years as a member of this chamber, followed by a chairman circle member, which is Wells Fargo, which has over 50 years of service to the chamber. And then trustee members, Fisher Island Club at 28 years, and then Pathman Lewis LLP at 25 years, and then Jesse Trice Community Health Center at 22 years. So again, special thanks to these members. Happy anniversary, and thank you to all the members who are present, who were listed through the slides. And again, it is honoring your service and commitment to the chamber. So thank you for your years of involvement. A special congratulations to those members who have just completed the first year of membership with the chamber. Again, we look forward to you continue to be a member, but look forward to your long-term involvement with the chamber. We're also pleased to introduce to everyone, now this is real key here, our very first new member, but also our first member of the Greater Health Trust Group Insurance Program powered by AvMed. big chamber welcome and shout out to Green Monkey Yoga. They're our very first member, but our very first member of the Greater Health Trust. So outstanding, hats off. And I think we need to applaud that. So for those members and those who are still here, who may not have heard, now I don't know why you haven't heard, because we've been publicizing it, but the chamber recently launched a new program available exclusively to chamber members called the Greater Health Trust. Again, let me go back to say it again. This chamber, the Greater Miami Chamber, the only chamber in the state that has launched a program for our members and exclusively for our members only. It's called the Greater Health Trust, and it's to provide, the program is, let me go back to the program offers access at corporate group health plans at prices for small businesses who can afford, and is designated for those employers that have 2 to 50 employees. Again, the program offers access to corporate level group health plans at prices small businesses can afford, and is designated specifically for small businesses between 2 and 50. And again, this is the way that we can help grow our small business and help grow our business community. So again, if you have not heard, please, and if you want more information, please go out to greaterhealthtrust.org. Let me say it again. Please go out to greaterhealthtrust.org or drop an email to GHT-quoting@avmed.org. Again, GHT-quoting@avmed.org. All inquiries must go through this website or email address to properly assess for processing. So again, outstanding work to Alfred, our wonderful staff that have really developed this program to help grow our small businesses. Very excited. Again, through our leadership, and again, I want to give kudos to Felipe, to Irene, again, Mary Lou, Alfred. You know, they've been working on it, I know. So Matthew, who has been very engaged to put this together. So again, thank you all for putting it to help grow our small business. I also want to take this time to acknowledge, you know, we had a great meeting yesterday with Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, who joined us at the Chamber's Transportation Committee meeting. And it was a great roundtable discussion. Again, that discussion yesterday provided us his thoughts and insights on transportation issues currently in front of legislators in Congress. Key takeaways that I do want to share with y'all, the conversation that we did have with Congressman Ballard. Right now, partisanship is getting in the way of the infrastructure legislation getting passed. So again, for those who have connections on both sides, to help grow Greater Miami Chamber, to help grow Miami-Dade Chamber, not Miami-Dade Chamber, but just to help grow our community, we need to ensure that on both ends that we're able to have a discussion, be able to push and pass legislation that will help build the infrastructure in our community, but again, across the country. So that discussion was shared. However, Miami-Dade delegation is working together across party lines and is committed. And so that's key, that across party lines, we're able to look at how we can get legislation passed that will benefit our community. Diaz-Balart also is currently the ranking member of the Subcommittee for Transportation and Housing, and is looking at earmarks as a way of getting funding down to address issues like resiliency, transportation, and housing projects. And then lastly, perhaps most impactful at least to this chamber, the congressman stated that while he used to be very frustrated with the chamber, and really more so in the advocacy work that we had done in previous years, but here recently, the work that this chamber has done to advocate on behalf of our community, he now thinks that this is the best chamber, and he mentioned this, and very important, this is the best chamber in the nation that has been pushing and advocating on behalf of infrastructure, transportation issues for our community. And so he noted that and wanted to make sure. So Alice Bravo, thank you. To Alex, thank you. To Vicky, thank you for putting that event on yesterday to talk about transportation issues. And so it's very important that our government affairs, our transportation committee is on top of how we're addressing those issues for our community. Also notably, we were joined in that roundtable discussion yesterday with Florida Secretary of Transportation, Mrs. Stacy Miller. And I do want to note that Stacy was traveling and made it a purpose to join us in the event. And so again, thank you to Mrs. Miller for her efforts to join us. But again, this chamber being an advocate, strong advocate for transportation issues, resiliency, and housing. So again, to our members, thank you for joining us yesterday. Our time of the day is drawing close, so I have to have found a programming. Let me say this. As we close, I do want you to reflect on what was discussed, presented by Mrs. Jenkins, what was presented by our NOVA contestants who not only are finalists but are winners, and the efforts they made to help build this community. Congratulations again to those finalists, and to the winners. We should be thankful that this chamber has made it a business purpose to recognize our not-for-profits and to recognize the work that they do to help build a stronger and better community. I wanted to also thank the staff who've put this on. We may have had a couple glitches, but these folks, to Stephanie, to Jennifer, to Tanya, to Leanne, I may have forgotten some names, but I know these folks work very hard to keep this on track. I do want to mention Susan, who keeps me on track, as well as Alfred. Without these staff, the great staff of the chamber, we couldn't do it. So let me please take the note that on September 8th, the chamber will be hosting special programming on navigating COVID. We'll have 3 esteemed medical professionals presenting Jackson Health Systems. Florida International University will provide updates, the latest updates and answers to your questions on the current situation, the vaccine, boosters, myths, versus medical facts, and how the flu season will interact with COVID. As in my discussions with Alfred, this workshop is going to be very powerful. So please don't miss the opportunity to join us. Please bring questions and answers, questions so that we can get your questions answered by top professionals. This is going to be very impactful, very instrumental discussion on COVID. And so don't miss out. Please register with us. It's a free webinar. And so join us and register at miamichamber.com. Again, miamichamber.com, and that's on September 8th. One final note, our planned September 30th Sands in My Shoes Award programming to honor our very good friend, community leader, state leader, David Lawrence Jr. is being postponed. The new date will be shared with you in the upcoming weeks. Please take note of that. It's being postponed. It's being postponed. Please, because again, we're here to recognize this wonderful leader who is given for the children in our community and as well as statewide. So again, I want to say this before I close. Please be safe this Labor Day weekend. Please have a safe travel wherever you go. If you're here, please stay safe. We pray for your family. So we thank you for your participation in today's event. And with that, you all have a blessed day.